This is Megan with Inside Pool Magazine, and this is our feature, What's in the Case. I'm joined by a fierce competitor in the Northeast and new to the Pro Tour, Michael Badsteubner.
Yep, how you doing?
Good, how are you? You go by another name, though.
Yeah, my nickname is Fingers. It's a lot easier to remember than Badsteubner, so people know me as Mikey Fingers.
And you have a couple sponsors?
Yeah, I'm actually a player rep for Wild Eyes Creations and Q-Shark.
Well, I love his case. I'm also a fan of blue, and I see everything is blue. Tell me a little bit about your cues.
Well, my playing cue is a cue made by Troy Downey. It's not really a custom cue, but I had him change out the wood and the colors for me. The shafts are basically pretty much standard maple shafts. I got 3 of them. I got a jump cue handle, also made by Troy Downey to match the cue. My brake cue here is actually made by Richard Shue of New York. He's out of Brooklyn. That's a custom design that I made. I thought of it, and it's a simple looking cue, but it's what I wanted in a cue. So I had Richard Shue make that up.
Now I know that's curly maple dyed blue.
It's resin impregnated wood. So it is curly maple, but it's the resin impregnated wood, so it's virtually indestructible.
And on these little swirls, that means that it's really, really dense.
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
All right, what about some of these cards and your phone?
Yeah, well, I keep the phone in there because when I'm playing, I can't keep it in my pocket. So I throw that in there with my keys. I also have a little bit of powder. You want to make sure that your hands are nice and slick. I got my pocket choker here from Wild Eyes Creations. It's shaped after a cobra head. It's pretty cool, and it works very well also. And this is my cue holder that I'm using, which is also from Wild Eyes Creations. I've had it for like 3 years already, and it does a phenomenal job.
Well, they do say lifetime guarantee, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost indestructible. This is the shaper that I'm using, which is from Q-Shark. It's an excellent product that Kevin Contestable came out with. It works phenomenal, and I'm glad I have it in the case with me because it does an excellent job.
And you have a special one.
Yeah, well, it's got my nickname on there. It was custom designed for me. I got my patches from Q-Shark that I can give out or wear at different events. I have business cards because I also teach a little bit. And I have a website. It's www.fingers9ball.com. It's just a little simple website that I put together for 2 reasons. One, my mother moved back to Canada, and instead of making 9 calls every week to Canada, how you doing, how'd you do? I just did the website, and it was designed by my buddy Rob Ullman, Rob Stankowski, I believe his last name is, and here's the patch here for him. He's the guy who designed the website, and I did it for him also because I wanted people to see what else he could do. He did Liz Ford's website, which won an internet award, so I did it for him also to get his name out there. I have a lighter on my case, which I use to help it helps maintain the tip, because I use La Pro tip and sometimes they thread a little bit. And instead of trying to pick all the little pieces off, you just burn them away real quick. I use the Q Smooth to help smooth out the shafts once it gets a little filthy. I got my Advil because, if I get a headache, I got to have some Advil. And that's just a leather burnisher with a little 9-ball stamped on it, which helps slicker the shaft a little bit, help get that burnished. My playing towel is a little bit bigger than other people's would have because I like to wet the bottom third of it. And what that does is that when I'm sitting at my table waiting to get in the match, I can clean my hands up so that they're almost brand new. No dust, no dirt, no anything. Put a little powder on it, and I got a fresh set of hands to go and execute.
Excellent. I am really excited to get to this case.
Yeah, well, this is my design. I thought about it for a while, and I wanted to give it to someone who I knew could pull it off. So I went to Jim Murnack, and he's out of New York, and he did a phenomenal job with it. I mean, he really knocked it out of the park. The case itself is a 4x3. Okay, I didn't want too many options in there. I don't need to carry too many cues. But it's a 4x3 case. I got 2 different pockets on it. I got the oval inlaid with fingers in there, and the blue is actually Simonis 860, which is something that I wanted to incorporate into the case because I haven't seen that before. And the back side of the case really came out nice because it almost has like a cross patch pattern on it, which is also Simonis 860. And again, that was my design. And he's got 2 shoulder straps on it so I can carry it like a backpack, without straining anything. And he actually came out with a really good idea for the handle on the side because the case I was carrying before, the handle kind of slid up a little bit, so you would carry it around the top, almost kind of dragging it through the pool hole, which is kind of what I was familiar with. So I told him, I just said, put the 1 strap on there and that's how I'll carry it. And he said, well, I don't like that idea because the balance is going to have an issue with it. So he put in this little strap right here, so that I can hold it that way if I'm walking through the pool hall. But carrying it to and from the car, I can carry it in the middle and it balances perfectly. So he did a really phenomenal job with the case. I went to him because I knew he was the only guy who could do it the way I wanted, and I'm very happy with it.
And the Simonis cloth is tournament blue?
Tournament blue.
The match is pretty good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. This has been What's in the Case with Fingers and Megan. For more videos, games, and downloads, go to www.insidepoolmag.com.